most awaiting session by Mr. Mayur Karthik on emotional intelligence, perception, and decision making. I would like to introduce Mr. Mayur Karthik. He is a faculty in the Art of Living, Sri Sri School of Yoga, with a master's in biological sciences and BTech in electronics and instrumentation from BITS Pilani. Mayur Karthik has immense passion for yoga, meditation, fitness, and filmmaking. He inspires people to practice yoga and meditation to build a healthy body and a stress free mind. Being an avid traveler, he has traveled across India on motorcycle and rail, exploring the multicultural richness and native diversity. He is a young and dynamic teacher of the art of living yoga and meditation programs. Mayur has been practicing and teaching under the guidance of Gurudev Sri Sri Shiva Ravi Shankar, the founder of Art of Living, to thousands of urban and rural population of India and several international aspirants since 2012. He conducted yoga programs for corporates in both government and private sectors at all managerial levels. He won national and international awards for his short films. Many of his promotional and short films can be viewed in the Art of Living YouTube channel. So thank you, sir, for being with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chinnamma. I really take this opportunity to thank Sri Jaya Chamarajendra College of Engineering to put this beautiful 5-day workshop together. And I think Dr. Chinnamma has introduced me and she has spoken a lot about me. So before we start, no, I would really want all of us to turn on our cameras so that it's so much better to look at each other. Most all of your cameras are off, so I really don't know if you're there. So it's nice to see each other. You can all see me well?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I'm sure by now we are all used to this new format online. So we're going to have this a very interactive session. I was just looking at the 5 days workshop, and all 5 days, most of the workshops were all technical. So many things to learn about the cyberspace. But today's session is also going to be technical, but it's only the subject matter is ourselves. We're just going to turn our attention from outside to inside. So I'm just still waiting for people to turn on their cameras. Only two of them have their cameras on. My camera is on, right? You can all see me well? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
You can
We
all
can.
hear me well?
Yes, sir.
We can all mute ourselves. Just the camera can be on. Whenever if we want to answer, we can use the chat box. You all know how to use the chat box? Yes? Okay. So questions asked, you can reply through chat box, or if you want, you can unmute yourself and speak. All right? Okay. Now let's all close our eyes for a moment and keep a gentle smile on your face. Now let's take a deep breath in. Fill our lungs fully and breathe out. Empty our lungs. One more deep breath in and exhale fully. Let's become aware of our breath. The breath on its own is coming in and going out. Just pay attention to this phenomenon. Now, wherever our mind is, let's drop all those things and bring it back to this moment, to here and now. And slowly and gently, you may open your eyes. So, welcome everyone. So, I think, believe most of you are teachers, professors, right? You all have been teaching online classes.
Yes.
I'm sure all of you are quite familiar that you keep telling your students, keep your camera on, but most of them don't. Am I right? All right. So I'm facing this, I'm in the same situation now. All right. So I have a question for all of you. This is going to be a very interactive session. I'd like to hear from all of you. So you can type in your chat box. So the first question for all of you is that what is it that you want in your life? What is it that you want in your life? It could be anything. It could be a big bank balance. It could be something personal. It could be relationship based, whatever it is. I want you to type. What is it that you want in your life? Okay. Dr. Bharti says peaceful mindset. Tejal says peace of mind. Dr. Chanama says satisfaction. Madhushri ji says knowledge. Sunita ji says peaceful life. Kabir ji says success. Nilambari ji says peace, peaceful life, satisfaction, peaceful life. I think I want, Jai Gurudev, I want to be happy with what I have, satisfied, peaceful, healthy, success. Wow. Anything more? Happiness and peace, lot of money. That's a good goal. Healthy life. That's also a very good goal. All right. So if you have anything more, you can type it. You should not feel shy. If you ask questions to children, they don't feel shy to answer. Okay. Now, if you notice, Mike, what was my question? What is it that you want in your life, right? Yes. You can show yes, thumbs up, no, thumbs down. Now, if you notice, so okay, somebody is saying stress, Tejal is saying stress-free life. Yeah. Now, all these things you have said, I want peace of mind, I want a lot of money, I want stress-free life, a lot of these things, right? That clearly means that you don't have it yet. If you already have something, you will not say, I want it. Do you agree with me? You would have said, I want to maintain this. You didn't say that. You said, I want peace of mind, I want stress-free life, I want satisfaction. If you had it, you would have said, I have it, I want to continue to maintain it. None of you said that. Dr. Bhartiji is saying. So this clearly shows that these things that what we have written, we want to reach there. Do you agree with me? Yes. Now this takes us to the second question. What is it that is stopping you from achieving this? Or what is it that is delaying you from achieving this? You know what you want in life? Yes. That means from point A, from point B outreach. Now, what is it that is slowing you down, or what is it that is stopping you from reaching there? Time. Shashikala ji says time. Then what else? What is it that is causing stress? What is it that is not giving peace of mind? What is it that is not giving success yet? What is it that is not giving satisfaction yet? Responsibilities. Then the job. So you have duties to do. Okay. External affairs through which we are made to lead the life. Okay. Then what else? You can answer from your life. It's myself only, my mindset. That's brilliant. Then what else? Profession responsibilities. All right. Then anything more? Anything more you have that is delaying you, stopping you from reaching what you want? How many of you agree that? Okay, let me put a question. How many of you agree with me that for me to reach where I want, it is my own mind that is delaying me or stopping me? Tell me, how many of you agree with me that? There might be a lot of external, everybody has responsibilities, yes. Everybody has job, yes. Everybody has family relationship, yes. All these parameters are same for everybody, yes. Time. Now everybody has the same amount of time. You take the prime minister of the country to the most simplest laborer of the country. All of us have 24 hours. It's not that prime minister has extra hours. We all have the same amount of time, yes. All the external factors are same. But there is something that is stopping us. Now, let me give you a small story. You all like stories? Just a small scenario. How many of you are scared of cockroaches? Some of you are scared of cockroaches? Yes. Now, once it happened that in a restaurant, there were a lot of people sitting and dining, and suddenly a cockroach flew in. And what happened? There were 2, 3 people who jumped out of the seat and made a big fuss, scared, screamed. But there was another guy, the restaurant guy, who just came in, just caught the cockroach in his hand, and he took it away. Now, take the situation. The situation was same. Yes. One person was able to handle it. The other person was not able to handle it. Do you agree?
Yes.
Now, what is that that makes the difference? Why is that one person was able to handle it, the other person was not able to handle it?
Their own perceptions.
Yeah, there is something different within that one person was able to handle it better. The other person was not able to handle it. Do you agree with that? Now, cockroach was just a simple example. This could be any situation we go through in our day-to-day life, whether it is interacting with your students, whether it is interacting with your seniors, whether it is family at our home or you go outside with friends. There are situations day in and day out. Some of us are able to handle it well. Some of us are able to handle it, but it causes a lot of emotional stress. So what is the real secret to it? Why is it? Why is it happening? How do we fix it? So that's the whole science of insight. We spend all our time right from childhood. If you see in school as children, we were all children once. We were all taught, when negative emotions come, you should not get angry, you should not get jealousy, you should not get greed. Yes, when we were children, we were taught all those things. But we were not taught when those emotions come, what to do. Do these emotions take your permission and come? Jealousy says, excuse me, ma'am, can I come inside? Does anger says, excuse me, can I come now? Does it take your permission?
No, sir.
It just comes. Now, what to do when it comes? That's the inner science is about. So today's topic is emotional intelligence, perception and decision making. If you see, all these words are just, if you can simplify all those things, it's just to live happily. When you're happy, when you're stress free, you are emotionally intelligent. What does emotional intelligence mean according to you? Can you type it? What is emotional intelligence according to you? Whatever you feel it is.
We shall be able to handle the situation in
Yeah.
in any of the
Able to-
circumstances.
Able to handle the situation, circumstances. Now tell me one thing I want to know. If what you want does not happen, what happens to you?
Get angry.
You get angry, then what else?
We want that thing to happen at any cost, or
So we
Go
become obsessed. Somehow it has to happen. Doesn't matter how. Then what else? If what you want does not happen, how is your reaction? Then we start feeling bitter. A lot of things happen. So some of you are saying, for emotional intelligence means we have a control of our mind, controlling negative thoughts, responding with our reaction. So we are going to take one step back. To understand all these things, as we are emotionally connected with that task, we show that emotion. Yes, we start reacting. So before we talk about these things, there is something that we need to know. What is it? Let's understand the manual of the system. Now, when you buy a cell phone, do you get a small manual with it? When you buy a laptop, you get a small manual. You get a car, you get a small manual. What does the manual actually do to you?
controls our emotions.
That manual helps you understand the system, how the system functions, how does it work. So similarly, let's first understand the manual of this system. Now we exist in 7 levels. How many?
7.
7 levels. Now I have a question. You all know that the cell phone operates through electromagnetic waves. Do you agree? The cell phones you have. Have you seen the electromagnetic waves? No. But do you know that it is there?
Yes.
The same way, do you know that you have a mind? Do you know that you have a mind? Who's thinking right now? There's something going on inside your head that's thinking yes, 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 no, no, no. That is able to see me, all those things. It's happening, yes. But have you seen that faculty? No. But like how we know electromagnetic waves exist, we also know we have some clue of there is some system inside that is running this. Do you agree with that? Yes. So we call it the 7 levels of our existence. There are 7 levels to our existence. The first and the grossest of all our layers of existence is the physical body. You all have a body? Is there anyone sitting here without a body? Please raise your hand. Everyone has a body? Yes, 2 eyes, 2 hands, 1 big torso, legs. This is the physical body. And if you go a little inside, you have the heart, you have the lungs, you have the stomach, you have the muscles, bones. This is the first level of our existence. What is it? The body. Like how we have the cell phone hardware. Now you go one level subtler to that, to this body, then we exist as the life force, the prana or the breath. That is our second level of our existence, the life force, the level of the breath. Now you go one level subtler, the third level of our existence is our mind. Now when we say mind, man, now what is the job of the mind? The mind perceives this world around us through the 5 senses. Now tell me, is it that your eyes that is seeing or something behind the eyes that is seeing it? Tell me. Is it that your ear is hearing or something is beyond the ear that is hearing?
Something beyond.
Something beyond. Do you agree to that? And that is perceiving all this information that is coming through the five senses. That is what we call as mind. The man. Then you go one level subtler to that, the mind. There is the intellect. Now, what is this intellect? Buddhi kya hai? Buddhi mane kya hai? What is this intellect? Now, right now, as I am speaking, we have been talking for the last 10-15 minutes. I've been saying a lot of things. When I said something inside you went, yes, 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 I agree with him. Something went inside, no, 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 I don't agree with him. There was something inside you that said, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That is constantly making a decision. Yes, this is correct, this is wrong. Yes, no, yes, no. Did you realize it? And that decision making faculty within us is called the intellect. What is it? Intellect, buddhi. And you go one level subtler to that. The intellect is, what is it? How did you know that today, 12 o'clock, there is a talk? How did you know?
In the mind, through the mind.
No, how did you know? Because you remembered it, right? You had the memory of seeing that poster that there is this talk. So the subtler than the intellect is your memory. That remembers, that keeps a track of all these things. And you go one level subtler than to your memory, it is your identity. This is me, this is the rest of the world. What is that identity is called? Me, me, me. We all know that. What is it? Ego. And you go one level subtler than ego, is what we call the self or the soul or the consciousness. You can name it whatever you want to call it. So we exist in these 7 levels, from the most physical, most grossest level to the subtlest level. What are they? What is the first subtlest layer? Sorry, the grossest layer. What is
Body.
this? The body. The first is the body. Second,
Breathe.
breath, the
Breath.
life force. Third,
Mind.
mind, the faculty that is perceiving this world. Then fourth,
Intellect.
intellect, buddhi. That's constantly making decision. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Then fifth,
Memory.
memory. Very good. Then sixth, ego.
Ego.
And the last
Self.
is the self. Now, so this is clear with everyone. See, we exist in like 7 levels. Okay. Now let's understand. There is a lot of information overload these days. Do you agree with me? All right. So much, the whole world is in your hand with the cell phone, the technology. So much of information overload is happening. Then what is happening? The senses become so tired of taking in so much of information. Now, when the information comes in, now let's assume there's so much of information coming in. What does the mind do? Have you noticed right now you're sitting here, but for how many of you your mind is thinking about what happened yesterday or just what happened few minutes back? Or for how many of you your mind is thinking about, oh, after this session I have to go catch up lunch. Okay, aaj lunch mein kya karu? What will I eat? Oh, I have to go home. I have that much responsibility. I have to submit this. Deadline is coming. Oh, I have to go to my kid's place or relative's place. You're thinking about the future. Oh, I heard about that movie. That movie is very good. Oh, I heard about that restaurant. I have to try that out. For how many of you the mind is either, I'm not saying right now, but it went to the past or went to the future? How many of you agree to me? I'm sure all of us agree to that. So what is the nature of the mind? The nature of the mind is to constantly oscillate between the past and the future. Why there is so much of information load happening, the mind is constantly oscillating between the past and the future. Now, what is happening? Where is life happening?
Present.
Right now.
Right.
Yes, do you agree? Now, when the mind is constantly oscillating between the past and the future, past and the future, past and the future, what happens? Have you noticed that many times people think that, okay, I feel tired because I have done too much of physical work. Is it true? Sometimes you just do nothing, just sit and keep thinking. What happens? It drains you out so much. Do you agree with me? So by this constant activity of the mind that's oscillating between the past and the future, what happens? We get so drained. And this is what causes stress. The biggest enemy of the modern times. Stress is more powerful than cell phones. Because it is there in everyone. Like how we have cell phone at every place, with everyone, stress is there. Alright? Now, when stress is there, then our perception becomes distorted. Do you agree? Alright? When you're already stressed, something is happening in front of you, you think that you will be able to perceive it exactly how it is happening? No, because we are already caught up in our own mind. And when the perception is distorted, then we don't observe things, what's happening properly. Then what happens? Our expression is also distorted. Our communication gets disturbed. So if you see in this time, as teachers, one of the most important thing that we do is communicate. Now imagine our very own mind stressed. It could be a lot of work or personal relationship, emotion issues, whatever it is. Then what happens? Our communication gets messed up. Do you agree with me? Yes? Now tell me, when you have been most stressed, when you're feeling a lot of anger or stress, any decision you take at that moment, have you felt good about it later?
No.
You took a decision when you were angry or not feeling good, when you were clouded with negative emotions. How did you feel later?
Guilt.
You regret, right? Oh God, why did I do that? Or you took a decision, you feel something you should not have done, you did it, you feel regret or you feel guilty. Or you feel angry about yourself. Why did I do this? Right? Then all this emotion sums up and you don't know what to do with this emotion. So what we do, we try to, let's go out. What people try to do is they go on substance abuse. I'm sure you would have gone through with this, a lot of younger people whom you are dealing with. Right? Too much of workload stress, all they turn up is either they turn toward drugs or alcohol or smoking, or they just go out, and because they don't know how to let out this emotion that is brimming up. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
As adults, many of us might do it, or we would just, let's go for a drive, and you come back, but for few seconds or few minutes you feel good, but you don't know how to sustain it. That's the problem. Now here comes the secret. Here is breath. The breath, the second level of our existence, is the connect between the first and the rest of the layers of our existence. Now, we have all gone through this. Now, when you're going through a particular emotion, have you noticed this? When you feel angry, how is your breath?
Fast.
It's fast and heavy. When you feel sad, how do you feel how your breath is? You feel
Lowest.
it's very shallow and very heavy. When you're happy, how do you feel? You hardly know that you're breathing. Have you noticed different emotions we go through? Our breath is different. So this clearly shows that our emotions are connected to our breath. Now what we do in all these techniques that we learn is using the breath to streamline the energy, to channelize that emotions, to bring the emotions under control. Like, have you all flown a kite?
Yes.
Imagine the kite is your mind. What does the kite do? When there is wind, it keeps going all over. But how do you control the kite? with the thread, with the length of the thread, right? The same way the thread is nothing but the breath. So using the breath, we bring the emotions into control. And once we're able to channelize this energy, then we become the master of our mind. And often in all my courses, I give this example. How many of you have dogs at home? Or at least you have seen others have dogs at their home. Now in the morning, have you seen a lot of people take the dog for a walk?
Yeah.
Yes. Now I have a question. Now who is taking who for a walk? Is the dog taking the owner for a walk, or is the owner taking the dog for a walk? Tell me.
Both.
It's both. If you cut the leash, then what happens? The dog runs. What does the owner do? He runs behind the dog,
Kind of.
right? Now, same question if you see, is our mind taking us all over the place? Are we following the mind, or are we taking the mind where we want? Right? Now, what is the technique? See, the mind, if you try to control the mind, come on, don't feel anger, come on, don't feel jealous, don't feel greedy, don't have negative thoughts. What does the mind do?
It is not going to listen.
It will resist, it will jump even more, it gets agitated even more. Do you agree?
Yes.
So, it cannot be forced upon with effort. So, the key is only breath. And you see the memory, imagine somebody is giving you 10 compliments and just says one thing, wow, your dress is so good, your hair is so good, you have such a beautiful smile, you're an amazing person. But your nose, no, it's a little flat and not so good. So you go home, what is the first thing you will look into the mirror and see? Tell me.
Yes.
You look at the nose. Will you remember all the 10 other compliments the other person gave?
No.
No, right? Why? Because the memory, what it clings on to the negative more easily than the positive. Now, all these things contributes to our emotional imbalance. Then our perception becomes distorted, our decision making distorted. That's why it's very important to have a successful, to have a peaceful, to have a satisfactory, contented life, to keep the emotions at bay, to keep them under our control. Now, how do we do that? That is when all our old techniques, all these techniques, what it is, just a little bit of attention to the breath, do a little bit of pranayam, do a little bit of asanas, some meditation. What happens? Everything comes under control. Then you are able to handle the situations better, handle your relationships better. You can keep your mind more focused. You get more energy. Now, who would not want all these things? Now, often, we say that, oh, all these tech is good. I will practice when I'm retired. Many say that. Now, what are you going to do with so much of focus and so much of energy after you retire? Do you agree with me? We want to give all this to our participants, our students, when they're just about to go and face the entire life in front of them. They have the whole life in front of them. And that is when we need how to handle our emotions, how to have more energy, more focus. Yes, do you agree with me? So, no more these practices are for later age. The time is now. Because why? Because the world has become so competitive. There's so much challenges, so much of competition. So we need to equip ourselves right now. So what are we going to do? So we will do a little bit of some exercises, right? We have spoken so much about all these things. So let's experience also how to bring the mind down, calm the mind down. So let's do some little bit of stretches, little bit of just sitting only. You can do some breathing techniques, some meditation, so that you can experience what we have spoken about. We spoke about the 7 levels of existence. Now let's see how these techniques actually impact this. And also, as professors, if you see, 90% of our time goes in left brain activity. Do you agree? From morning till evening. But to have a very a good emotional intelligence, to be able to control, to be able to become aware about all these things, our own mind, it is very important to have a balanced activity between the right brain, left brain. So I would suggest, when you go back home, listen to a little bit of music, 5-10 minutes of music, do some sketches, do some art, do some creative work, so that you're able to balance the left brain and the right brain activity. But if you're a creative person, what you do, you solve some math problems, Sudoku. Then you activate the logic aspect also. When we have a balanced left brain and right brain activity, then we're able to lead a more peaceful life, more sharper mind. All right. So what we'll do now, we will, before we start the practice, just 15-20 minutes we'll do, and you can experience this. I want to tell you a small story. You all want to listen to a story? And I like to tell a lot of stories because stories are much easier way to communicate what you want to communicate. So like how all the amazing stories began, once upon a time, far, far away, there was a rich businessman. And this businessman suddenly fell ill. Now that businessman had this illness and they brought all the doctors, top doctors from all across the globe, and the whole family was so scared, what's going to happen to him. And all the doctors said that, sorry, he has got a very strange disease. So all he has is just 1 more month to live. So it's better you can give him what he wants to eat, and you can tell all the relatives they can come meet him before he goes. So the whole family was very sad. So they didn't know what to do. So the maid servant of the house came to the boss's wife and told, I know this very wise saint who lives in the nearby village. Maybe we can go meet him. He'll be able to help us. So, but the wife said, come on, all the doctors have said that he cannot be saved. But if you feel that this will make you happy, you go ahead. I will not stop you. But I'm not coming. So what happened? So nevertheless, the servant became very happy, and he reached the ashram of this saint. So the saint was busy like doing his everyday work, meeting people, watering the plants. So this person met the saint and told the saint, my boss is such a young man, he's a very nice man. Suddenly he has got this disease. All the doctors are saying that he's going to die in just a month. Only you can save him. The saint immediately closed his eyes, thought for a while and said, okay, I have a solution. So he got very excited. The servant's like, okay, tell me, what is it? For the next 1 month, whatever your boss sees, make sure that it is green in color. So he got very excited. He went back. So somebody has given some solution and time passed by. Guess what? After 1 month, what happened? The boss got cured. He became all right. So the boss sent the servant, please go get the saint home. I want to give him a big feast. So he went. So he went to the ashram. Again, the saint was busy with his work. So he went and stood in front of the saint. The saint was shocked for a moment. He saw a man standing fully green in color. He was like, who is this person? He's thinking. Then he said, you remember I had come here last month. My boss was not keeping well. And you said that whatever he sees should be green in color. Guess what? He became all right. So he has requested you to come home. Please, I've got the car. So the saint looks outside. There is a car standing, green in color. So he got a little scared. He's like, okay, took a couple of his disciples with him. They got into the car and the car drove away. He finally reached the town. The whole town was green in color, fully painted green. There was not an inch that was left. Now the saint is looking at everything and he's getting, what is happening around? He finally reached the house. The whole house is green in color. All the people walking are green in color. Even the dogs are green in color. The cows are green in color. There is nothing other than green. So they finally enter this big house. They enter the house. The servant tells The saint, you please wait here. I will go get my boss. So while the servant is waiting, while the saint is waiting, a couple of other servants come with 2 buckets of green color paint. Now what happens? The servants say, before you meet our boss, you have to be painted green in color. So now the saint is so angry. Come on, it was me who saved your boss. You cannot do this to me. But the servants start chasing the saint. The saint is running across the house. The servant is throwing the green paint, and somehow the saint is dodging it, escaping it. And finally, both the servants corner the saint in one corner of the house, and they're about to paint him green, and the door behind opens, and the boss walks in. Stop! And the servants move away, and he apologizes to the saint. And I'm really, really sorry. My servants are very loyal to me. The saint screams with anger, "You fool!" Now imagine when a normal person gets angry only, the whole atmosphere changes. Imagine a saint becoming angry. Then he suddenly starts laughing. It's even more, confusing. It's just angry one moment, the other moment is laughing. Then he looked at the boss and said, "All I told you was, whatever you see should be green in color." Right? Said you could have simply worn a green color glass. Instead of that, you went around making everybody's life a torture. Now he asked the boss, "Now isn't it this what you do in life? This is what we do in your life. Anytime we are faced with situational problem, we want to fix everything around us, but we don't want to look inside. Do you agree with me?" Yes. Now all these practices is looking inside. Because this is where we live our life from. Your mind is healthy, the way you look at your life, your whole perception is so different. But in the mind, when I say mind, it's not just the mind, your intellect, your memory, ego, all your inner faculties. When these inner faculties are so sharp and calm and rested, peaceful, then the way we live life only changes. So what we do every day, a little bit of time, just taking a little bit off and just spending some time looking inside, just relaxing inside. And what happens? The way we live our life totally changes. All right? It's a good story. You liked it? Right? So whatever happens outside, let it happen. You just take a moment to look inside. Okay, this is the emotion I'm feeling inside. Just becoming aware of inside. And how much ever all this knowledge we hear, at that moment, what happens? We start reacting. Right? Do you agree? We know that we are not supposed to feel angry, or even if you are feeling angry, you should let go, but it doesn't happen at that moment. Why? Because the inner faculties have not been trained. Imagine you get 4 wild horses and put them in a chariot and you start running the chariot. What will happen? It'll get pulled in all directions. Why? The horses are not trained. So our life doesn't go in the direction where we want because our inner faculties have not been trained. See, we get trained so much for civil engineering. We get trained so much for learning biology. We get trained so much for arts. We get trained so much in all these external world. But how much do we train our inner faculties? We don't, right? But this is the source of how we live life. So this few little bit of techniques that we're going to learn now, couple of techniques we'll learn also. Then we'll see how to sustain it. So let's first experience that. You're all ready? Game for it? Yes? Okay. So let's all sit straight, everybody. If you keep your camera on, so I will know whether you're doing it correct. If you're not doing it correctly, then I can correct you. Okay. So take your hands up, everybody. The whole day we have been sitting. So what we can do, we can stand up a little bit on the chair. Wherever you are, you can just stand up a little bit. Just take your hands up and slowly shake them. Let's all stand up, everybody. And like a spring from the toes, go up, 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 down, up, down. Shake the hands. Take the hands to the sides. Nicely shake the whole body. Just tiny bit, wherever you are sitting, just stand up a little bit. And twist the body left and right a little bit. Now it is said that sitting is called new smoking. You know that? What is a new smoking? Sitting is new smoking because our body becomes so frozen. The metabolism goes down because of constant sitting. So shake the whole body and take the hands up, interlock the fingers, stretch them up. Let's all do this together. Take the hands up, interlock the fingers, stretch them up. Lengthen your spine nicely. And slowly bend to your right and to your left. And relax. So now let's do some head rotation. All right, breathe in, look up. And breathe out, bring your chin down. Once again, look up. Exhale, chin down. And slowly rotating your head clockwise direction. Take your head up. Exhale, bring your chin down from the left side. If you feel any stiffness at any point, just stay there and breathe a couple of times into that space. And reverse the direction. And relax. Now take your hands up to the sides in line with the shoulder. Now open up the fingers and pull the fingers in towards the shoulders. Hands in line with the shoulders. In line with the shoulders. Don't take them up. Yeah. Yes. And slowly spread open the fingers nicely. And pull it in. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, turn your palms all the way to the back. I'll stand and show you. You can just sit and do it. And bring the hands to the front and turn the hands all the way to the front. And to the back. And to the front. And slowly bring it to the front and relax. Now let's do some shoulder rotation. Put the fingers on the shoulders. Bring the elbows to the front. And take your elbows up. All the way up towards the ceiling and bring it all the way down. Up and down. Nice big rotations. Up and down. Now reverse the direction. The back, up and down. Up and down. Remember you did this all when you were children. Remember this? That's why we were more healthy when we were children, because we were moving so much the body. And relax. So now we will learn a breathing technique called the Bhastrika. What is it? Bhastrika. Now what we'll do in the Bhastrika breathing technique, you bring loose fists next to your shoulders like this. Loose fists next to your shoulders. All right. Now, as we breathe in, we take the hands up and open the fingers. Forceful breath in. And as we breathe out, we drop the elbows down and empty the lungs. Now, remember, if you're sitting on a chair which has handrest, so please come a little to the front so that you don't hit your elbows to the armrest. All right. So we'll do 3 rounds of this. How do we do? Inhalation, forceful inhalation, fill the lungs. Take the hands up, open the fingers. And forceful exhalation, drop your hands down. Is this clear to everyone? Biceps come close to the ears, all right? Very simple. Open up the fingers as the hands go up, bring the hands down. Is this clear? So we'll do this 3 rounds. You can close your eyes and do it. All right? Forget about what's around, don't worry about it. Let's close our eyes and let's keep the mind inwards. Let's close our eyes. Let's get ready for the first round of Bhastrika. Loose fists next to the shoulders, elbows gently touching the sides of the body. Keep your eyes closed. I'll give the count, you can just follow the count. Take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Together for Bhastrika, breathe in, take the hands up. Out, hands down. In, up, down. In, up, down, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Continue. In, out. 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 In, out, and relax. Keep your eyes closed. Place your palms on your thighs, open to the ceiling. And feel the sensations in the body. Feel the energy rush in the body. Let the breath settle down. Now let's get ready for the second round of Bhastrika. Loose fists next to your shoulders, elbows gently touching the sides of the body, spine erect. Take a normal breath in and breathe out. For Bhastrika, together, breathe in, hands up, hands down, breathe out. In, out, 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 and relax. Eyes closed, palms on your thighs facing the ceiling. Feel the energy rush in the body. Last round. Loose fists next to your shoulders, elbows gently touching the sides of the body. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Together, for Bhastrika, breathe in, hands up, out, down, in, out, in, out. Continue, in, out, 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 and relax. Keep your eyes closed, palms on your thighs, facing the ceiling. Be with the sensations in the body. Now let's do a very small meditation. Let's close our eyes wherever we are and just follow the instructions and do nothing. Just be with the instructions. Just 10 minutes meditation, not more than that. Eyes closed. Now become aware of the noises in the environment, all the sounds in the environment. The sound of the birds, the fan, traffic, air conditioner. Just become aware of all the sounds. And become in harmony with them. Let them be. Now become aware of your body. अपना शरीर के प्रति सजग हो जाए. Take your mind to your right foot. You don't have to touch and see. Just take the mind there to your right foot. To your right knee and calf. Right thigh and hip. And the whole of the right leg. Just become aware of the right leg. Your own right leg. Left foot. Left knee and calf. Left thigh. Left hip. And the whole of the left leg. your hips and genitals, abdomen, stomach, chest, right shoulder, right arm, left shoulder, left arm, throat and neck, face, top of your head, and the whole body. Your body is a precious gift from nature, from God. Honor your body. Feel grateful for your body. Now become aware of your breath. The incoming breath energizes your body, and the outgoing breath relaxes your mind. Pay attention to each and every breath coming in and going out. Like an honored guest, welcome every incoming breath and see off all the outgoing breath. Now become aware of your thoughts. Any thoughts are coming, do not resist, let them come. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, doesn't matter. Whatever thoughts are coming, let them come. Just become aware of your thoughts. Now become aware of your feelings. Whatever feelings are, good feelings, bad feelings, benevolent feelings, just become aware of them right now, this moment. You are love. You are peace. And you are joy. Once again, become aware of your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your breath. Once again, breathe in and breathe out completely. Become aware of your body. Om Shanti. 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 Take a deep breath in and breathe out once again. If you wish to, you may gently roll your head. Take your hands up, stretch the hands as if you're just waking up from sleep. Stretch your whole body as you wish to. And becoming aware of your body and surroundings with a big smile on your face. Bigger and bigger, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपना समय लेते हुए आंखें खोल सकते हैं. How are you all feeling now? How's your mind? How are you feeling? How's your mind?
Feeling relaxed. Feeling relaxed.
Mind is relaxed. Feeling great. Feel relaxed and calm, yes? Now, in this space, then all our emotions are in control. And when you take a decision from this space of quietness, then our decisions most of the time are right. Our perception is so much better. But what we learned is just few minutes of meditation and some breathing technique. Under the AACTE, we have designed our youth programs to teach all these techniques to the youth. And it has been happening in so many colleges, where we teach practices that can be practiced regularly, that can maintain the state of mind, it can sustain the state of mind. So we run such programs for youth, both faculties and the students. So if any of you are interested in getting this program to your college, Channamaji will share my contacts with you. Maybe we can put it on the screen if it's possible. So you can note down my email ID and phone number. You can contact me so we can arrange this for you in your campus. Channamaji, I think we need to scroll a little bit up so that the phone number is also visible. Yeah. So you can message me or email me, then I'll connect you to our team here so we can get this program where you get to learn not just simple pranayama techniques, but you also get to learn the Sudarshan Kriya. I'm sure many of you have heard about the Sudarshan Kriya, the flagship technique of the art of living, the breathing technique that helps you to bring the emotional biorhythms in a harmonized and balanced way. Yes. So this program contains the suggestion kriya also. So I would suggest, when I did the program, I just left out of college long time back. So I felt that, if I had got this program when I was in college, it would have been much more beneficial, whether it is academics or extracurricular activities or like communication skills. So sometimes it is our responsibility as more knowledgeable and senior people to be able to help younglings, by taking this knowledge. And this is come from our own soil, all these techniques, our ancient techniques. But it's so relevant even in modern times. So, and I would suggest you also to experience the program sometime. So, so that we can also have, why not have this peaceful, calm state of mind for the rest of our lives, right? So, you have any questions? We can take some questions, then we can wind up. Anyone has any questions? You can either type it or you can unmute yourself and ask me the question then. Did the advanced course some 18 years ago was regular, but now I'm unable to practice it, and hence just any way to get back. See, now what's happening is now we are having a lot of online advanced courses online only, and all these programs we are doing a lot of these programs online. So I still remember last week or a couple of weeks back we did for the entire NIFT college students online the program. So you can join any of our online program because you don't have to wait because of the lockdown. So do join the online program. You can get in touch with me. I'll share with you some of the details. You can get back to your practice. How to disseminate the joy, peace in our surroundings always. See, the step one is forget about the surroundings. First, getting the joy and peace within us. When we are happy, when we are joyful, then you will see the whole surrounding starts getting impacted. Have you seen little children? Imagine there was a fight at home, and the whole atmosphere is filled with that little bit of the tension. But the little baby walks in and full of joy and laughing. Suddenly, what happens? We drop all our emotions and we also become like the child. Have you seen that? Because the child is so peaceful and so happy, it starts impacting the surroundings. So if you want peace for around surrounding, it means what? People around us. So step one is to be calm and peaceful ourselves. That's where all these techniques really come in picture. So I would really suggest that, learn Sudarshan Kriya, practice it a little bit, 20 minutes every day. You will see such a shift in the way you handle things. That's exactly where we need these techniques. But the adults get influenced by the surroundings. Many times, exactly. That's true. Like example, you take bath in the morning, right? You're clean, but by the end of the day, you become dirty. So much sweat comes, so much dust. Do you say, oh, I have become dirty again, what's the point in taking bath? No, you go back to it again, right? The same way, a lot of influence can come outside, but this practice can constantly keep flushing all the things out of the system. You understanding what I'm saying? So that's why these practices really help you rejuvenate, relax, and charge yourself. Like our cell phone, it drains, but what we do, we charge it every day. The same way. Situations might come that may drain us, but when we keep the practice regular, keeps ourselves charged. It makes our senses so much better, our mind so much better to handle it. Then it will not drain you. Then any other questions? So if you don't have questions, then we can wind up. You know, first thing of all these things, whatever it is for us to be happy. I mean, why we do what we are doing? For us to be happy, right? So when our inner faculties are very sharp, very relaxed, then naturally happiness becomes our nature. So I really thank for giving me this opportunity to share this beautiful time with all of the most intelligent people, the people who are in responsible position to bring change in so many young minds. I really thank all of you for this beautiful opportunity, and do get in touch with me. You know, a happy country means then we become more and more powerful. The true power is from within the self. Then all the material success naturally happens. Thank you so much, Dr. Chendamaji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayur Ji, for your active session. You kept us active physically as well as mentally. So thank you very much. And yeah, it's 1:27. If anybody else want to share any feelings or to express anything here,
Also, we'll share a small feedback form. You can fill it for us.
yeah.
Dr. Chinamaji will share it with
I'll
you.
share it later through mail. I'll send it.
Thank you, Channamma madam, and thank you, Mayur Karthik sir. It was really recharging us. Other than technical things, every day we learn technical things, but regenerating ourselves like a inner faculties, making right away so that we can recharge our student. So that we have to motivate ourselves. We should be enthusiastic like a child. Then
Yeah,
it will
exactly.
transform. Yeah, you transforming us. Definitely, it will transform to further hands what we engage. Thank you so much for originating class and then motivating ourselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mahesh Aziz. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let
Thank
us.
you. All right then. Jai Gurudev. See you all soon.
Okay. Next session will be the test at 2:30. So from 2:30 to 3:30, test will be there. Sorry, 2:30 to 3:15, test will be there. Later, valedictory ceremony will be there. So in that you need to give your feedbacks, and you will get the link of YouTube where you can find all our video recordings, and you can share your takeaways from this FTP. So anyway, we'll meet again at 3:30. So before that, you take up the test at 2:30. I'll send the link, Google Form link. And anyway, I'll give the instruction. I'll mention the instruction in the mail itself. You look at the instruction carefully, and then you start the test.
ಇತ್ತು ಅದೇನೋ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಲಿಂಕು ಸಿಕ್ತು.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಯೋಗ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ? Just a minute.